G'day wonderful skiers! In this video we're going to learn how we can teach ourselves how to carve better. This video is based on my experience both as a ski instructor and freestyle coach. These are some methods that has worked for me to become pretty decent in the park, and I'm using it on myself at the moment to hopefully pass the level 4 ski instructor exam sometime in the next year. We'll see. It might take a while. I'm not quite at that level yet. We're going to look at a couple of drills, feelings, how to analyze a video, and yeah, quite a few tips. Let's get started. The first step in order to be able to teach yourself how to ski better, you first have to learn what good skiing looks like, so you know what to strive for. This was true for myself with freestyle skiing. I was watching the pros all the time, how they were doing it, and trying to imitate that. Good carving looks something like this. First of all, he's leaving clean cuts into the snow while maintaining stable speed, so he's not speeding up or slowing down. And the edging is nice and gradually increasing and then decreasing at the end of the turns. There's no steering at all of the skis, they're just following those clean carved tracks in the snow. And if you look at the posture, it looks nice and natural. The movements are smooth. They're a rather large range of motion. Just looks brilliant. And the balance from side to side and fore and aft is looking wonderful. Learning by yourself is great, but you might hit a plateau. Then you can join one of our ski technique camps. See that? Once you know what good skiing looks like, you need to know how to analyze your own skiing in relationship to that good ski performance. I really like how the Basic Ski Instructor Association has a nice model for this, where they split it in outcomes and inputs. And the outcomes are things like, is the skier maintaining control of the line in a nice way? Yes or no? And then you ask yourself why. Same thing for the next part. Is a person maintaining or controlling the speed nicely? Yes or no? If no, why? And then you look at the inputs. The first type of inputs is steering elements. We often like to look at rotation of the skis. Yes or no? Or why? And then edge. Like how much? Is it doing it smoothly, in unison, etc.? Is it good? Is it bad? If it's bad, why? Why is it good, for example? Last one is pressure there. It's kind of hard to see it. It's kind of better to feel it. It's quite difficult. You can see that some can get a little bit squashed. The last part of the steering element or like the input, is body management. And there are things like posture. And, you know, good posture, like a sporty person ready to catch a football inside of the goal, for example. Next one is balance. Is a person having nice balance sideways or also back and forth? Yes or no? If it's no, always ask yourself why. And then the last one is, what the heck? How did it so quickly? Posture, it's movements. Yeah. And movements, you can look at things like how large is the range of motion? Is the person really moving enough? Is the accuracy good of these movements, for example? So that's a way of analyzing some skiing. And let's look at my turns now. First thing we're going to do is look at the outcomes. Is the skier in control of the speed? Yes, totally. Control of the line? Yes to that too. But we can see that the line, the radius of the turns is pretty short. I think it's because of the skis compared to Tom's skiing here. He's got much larger radius skis, and he's really in control of that line. He's shortening the radius thanks to his good skiing. Then after you looked at the outcomes, you can look at the steering elements. And also here do one by one. First we look at the rotation. Clearly no rotation on neither Tom or my skiing. And the edging, Tom's edging is much higher edge angle than mine. And he manages the pressure really nicely. Even better, well, better than me, totally. Everything's better than my skiing. And in the body management, that's where I think you can see the biggest difference between Tom's skiing and mine on the movements. he's got a larger range of motion as he's getting that hip almost all the way down to the snow. His transitions are also a little bit lower than mine, and it just looks so nice and accurate. I wish to ski this nice soon. The next little tip for you is to stay motivated by tracking your progress. The easiest way of doing this is create a little folder in your computer called video analysis maybe. Yeah, you just save old videos of yourself when you're out skiing if you have someone to film you, so that you can look back at them later and laugh, just like I'm going to do now. Look at this fool skiing powder here. Oh, gross. Sloppy arms, just steering with the upper body. That's how I used to ski. Not proud of it, but you know, an expert is someone who did all the mistakes. Like in this video, all the mistakes are shown. It's bouncy, rotating the whole upper body. It's wonky sideways. Ah, gross too. But I am getting better, and hopefully one day in the next year or so I'll pass the highest level ski instructor exam. But you know, I gotta ski much better than that for that. Using video, you can track some key metrics like how high edge angles you're getting, how tight radius turns you can make, which is cool, and how dynamic they look. You can see a lot of things. Another way I like to track key metrics is using carb. So nowadays when I go training for that level 4 ski instructor exam, I put it in my boots and I go for a ride. And today I said on the first run, Carlos, I need a warm-up run because I've not used these skis. I've been on park skis or freeride skis for the last weeks, I think. And yeah, that didn't go so well. You weren't recording, were you?
I don't think I got it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's embarrassing. What are you doing there with your camera? This is a moment of weakness. Obviously that flawless, you know, track the key metric outside ski pressure. It wasn't enough, it was 61%. So now on this run, I'm gonna push that 61% up to 80, 85 maybe. Let's go for a spin. Let's nail that outside ski pressure this time. Ah, it was a mere 68%. God damn it, let's try again. Woo. See how that was. Oh, it says great job, you improved your focus areas today. Start of the turn, and outside ski pressure went up. Oh, nice. The pressure went up a little bit. Happy about that. Feels like I'm in a much stronger position where I'm not going to fall over on the inside. Note to self, I'm better than that. Another key metric I like to keep an eye on is my 4.5 balance, something I still kind of stuck at. And this is what I monitor for, that I'm moving forwards at the beginning of the turn. In the middle, I stand in the middle of the foot basically. At the end, I move a little bit aft. So it's forward, middle, aft. And I find it tricky. So that's why I'm measuring this metric. A drill for you to work on your pressure and posture is the 4-button drill, or whatever you want to call it. That's a turn, 1/3 into the turn. Imagine there's a button that you want to really press down with the front of your feet. So from the transition, your little heel, you move forwards and you like want to hit that pressure point right there. So now I'm just thinking of a little 4 button. I'm like, press it, and then on the heel, press it, and then relax, press it, yeah. Simple.
If that's too easy for you, why not spice it up with some one-leg skiing, trying more or less the same thing.
4, backwards, forwards, middle, backwards, forwards, middle, backwards. Woo. Exciting times. Another key metric I like to look at is edge angle. And I see this as a bit of a measurement on how much effort I put in, and also how much accuracy I have. When I have a pretty good run, I might have like 67 today, and then I could make it bigger by just blasting down the steep run here, and I had to put in a fair bit of effort, and then I would get that edge angle up. But also when I get it up, I usually lose some accuracy and some other scores tend to go down. You need to practice more so all of these metrics are staying up high. If you notice that your edge angle, for example, is a bit too low, you can try the following drill: that you're on a pretty flat slope, pin it with speed, and try to do some aggressive turns. Really try to maximize that edge angle just for a few turns, then have a rest, and you can try it again. And I'm going to do a couple of turns with a lot of effort. It's a little bit too flat here, to be honest, but you get the point, right? Better skiing is not just better, it's different. And it's going to feel a lot different. And it's very common that people rely on old, comfortable feelings that are not going to bring you to the next level. So now I'm going to show you 3 different levels of feelings you can search for depending on how skilled you are. The most basic sensation is the feeling of that pure carve cutting across the slope. You'll notice that if you're skidding, it'll be loud, and when you're carving, it's so quiet. Really feel for when the skis are purely carving through that snow. And now the second level of carving is a gentle build of pressure on one leg and then gentle release of pressure, and feel how the pressure moves on to the new outside leg, just like this. Oh, that feels good, I like it. This is helping me both edge the skis equally, but also give a bit more pressure on the outside leg. That felt nice. And for this video, the third and the most advanced feelings to search for is that rocking motion of fore and aft. So basically you finish a turn, well, not that oft, but here I can stand on my whole foot without hanging off the back of the boot, but clearly aft. So I'm finishing a turn here to make the tails grip, and then I have to go from the most aft position to the most fore position, where the feet are more under my body, like already 1/3 into the turn, and then gradually put the pressure on the middle of the foot, then the heel again, and then repeat. And that rocking motion is quite tricky. Heel, toes, middle, heel, toes, middle, heel. Quite tricky. I'm still working on it. It's hard for me. So depending on your video analysis, use your imagination to find drills that can fix your issue perhaps, if you do the drill correct. So for example, you're a little bit back-seated. Maybe try to do some one-leg skiing. It's almost impossible to do if you don't have nice posture first. And that's gonna give you nicer balance, and the drill is gonna challenge your balance onto the outside leg.
This is the most important part of the video, that you get that analyze yourself and compare it to your ideal skiing. Here you can see that he's got way more edge angle than me, and that's connected to his movements after transition, that he's really laying it in, letting them skis jet away from him. You're gonna analyze your own skiing. Do you have a posture issue? Use your creativity to come up with a solution to fix it, and I'm sure it can get better. And you can also change the entire steering and body management by changing your control of line, for example with a funnel drill.
The standard funnel looks like that. You start with big turns, and then you make tighter and tighter carve turns, for example. Another one you could do is reverse funnel. Start with big turns, no, I mean small turns, and then make them bigger and bigger. Try to keep it nice and fluid as you do it. Play around with it, see how many funnels you can do. Last thing about these drills, play around with it all. Go from doing actual drills to just focus on a sensation in the turn. And I think you can develop your skiing quite a lot. It's a good time. Thank you for watching, and maybe join one of our ski technique over there or learn more about skiing here. See you in the next one. Give it a little like, maybe subscribe. Ciao for now.